Hi, my name's Costas.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Welcome to this week's episode of the weekly magazine. We were going to do it outside today. We thought we'd do something different. But guess what? The skies just went dark.
It's gross. It's gross outside. It's gross.
So unfortunately we are stuck indoors as usual. Now we're going to do a slightly different show this week. We are going to talk about 3 of our own releases. One product went live a few days ago. The other 2 will be coming over the next few days.
Yes.
Or
weeks or whatever.
Week.
Yeah.
Or whenever.
Soon. Coming soon.
Now, Inline will be available next week. And Magnecap will be available probably next week as well.
Magnecap.
Bazinga Box is already available.
Bazinga Box is available!
Of course, we haven't got artwork for Magnecap yet. Well, we have. They haven't been delivered. So we are talking about Bazinga Box.
Hey!
Inline. And wherever I decide to place it, if I decide to place an image.
Oh, great. So I've
That's
just
it.
been making gestures, pointless gestures.
Well, it's fun watching you do gestures that don't make sense.
Fair enough.
So, let's get on with this week's show.
Our first once-over this week is Bazinga Box by James Keatley. Let's have a look at the official trailer and have a talk about it afterwards. So we're going to start as every card trick starts. Pick a card, any card. Have a look at it, remember it, do not forget it. Now, this is going to be a little weird, but get used to it. You're going to feel the box get lighter. If you open up the box, hopefully, it should be one card. Now you've just seen the trailer for Bazinga Box. And what can we say about Bazinga Box being one of the ones that is close to our hearts? First of all,
Closer to your heart, not mine.
I see what you did there.
I see.
I see what you did there. When I say close to our hearts, I mean it was one that was born. It started like as a very simple concept, and then evolved. And then sort of like we kept working on it, and then new ideas and new creators came and helped us with stuff. It became a really nice little project to work on, to be honest.
Actually, James came up with a really good idea.
Yes.
We didn't realise how strong this was until we actually filmed the live performances.
Yeah.
This was one of the few products that we released that got consistent good reactions.
Every time we went and performed it.
Because the whole concept behind this, apart from the main routine that you see on the trailer, you can do loads of other things with the gimmick. The gimmick is very universal. So on the trailer, you would also see a deck vanish in the hands.
Yeah.
and various other things.
Production.
But the main routine, the substance of something that I really enjoyed, which is a longer routine rather than something quick, is you can get a spectator to choose a card. They can sign the card. The card gets placed inside the card box with the other cards. You give the card box to the spectator. They hold the card box. They can feel the card box get lighter. The spectator then opens the card box themselves, and inside there's only one card, and the rest of the cards have vanished. And of course, everything's examinable. The spectator could take that card out, which is their signed card.
They could rip up the box if they wanted to.
The box is not gimmicked in any shape or form, so there's no worry about handling anything. The routine is really well structured. There's a lot of misdirection. But it works really well.
The one thing I do have to say about the misdirection, whilst performing and sort of being in the creative process of it, was fun because it's one of those tricks that the misdirection happens while they're looking at the misdirection. Like, it's a weird thing because it's one of those things of when you're practicing at home, you go, "There's no way." And the misdirection's there in its own right.
That's so true. The misdirection actually happens right in front of the spectators. The spectators are seeing you do the work, but they never see it, if that makes sense. Without revealing the method, then it's difficult to elaborate. And that's Bazinga Box. It's, if you look at the trailer, you've got a couple of very visual stuff at the beginning as well. You've got a vanishing deck.
You've got production box.
You got the production box if you wanted it to. And of course, whatever way you go, you're left clean at the end.
Yes.
So everything is examinable no matter what you decide to do with the gimmick. And that's what's the beauty of it. We like performing this.
We do.
Because it's really... It gives you a nice feeling when the spectators don't expect the outcome.
No.
Even though you know what the method is, it's a very simple method. The gimmick is very simple, but it does do a good job.
Saying it's a simple gimmick, we went through many different designs for it. Like, we started off with quite a complex thing, and it evolved into a box thing, and then it evolved into what it is today, and it did
go through a lot of development stages in order to get the gimmick to what it is now. Because the great thing about it as well, you can actually show the card box full of cards, and people be adamant that is a deck full of cards. A box full of cards, and that's the beauty of it. It's very deceptive, and it's only $17.99 with free worldwide delivery.
Free delivery, guys.
And it's quite interesting because it's starting to get quite a bit of traction, and sales are going really well. So it's really good, and it's great work by James Keatley. The next once over is Inline by Kelvin Trinh. Now let's watch the official trailer and then we'll come back and discuss it.
How good is your balance?
Oh, alright.
Ish? Good, human?
Yeah, we'll
human.
go with that.
As humans, we have a fairly good sense of balance. I mean, even though we don't have tails. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the deck. Hold the deck for me. Just say stop for me. You can pick my card.
Stop.
Right there?
Yeah.
You sure? Okay. I'm going to use the 7 of diamonds. Okay. Right? You find a card somewhere in the middle for you. Perfect. Doesn't matter what it is. Take it out. Turn it face up on the top of the pack. Just like that. That's easy to balance. So if I asked you to put the card right on the end and hold it with your thumb, right, and just let your finger go.
No, I couldn't do that. Oh my god.
If you let go of your finger. See what happens?
No, it's gonna fall.
That's fine. And we can even pull one off just to Take another card off.
Okay, just seen the official trailer for Inline. Again, there's no point in us performing it to you in front of the camera here because what you see is real performances to real people, genuine reactions. Now, this is something I really like. And the reason I really like Inline is you got really good audience participation with this.
Yes.
It's always nice having a trick where you get the spectators to try and do what you do, but they always fail.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, it's balancing a card on the edge of a deck.
Yeah.
They always fail, and miraculously, your card always balances. Mm-hmm. And the great thing is, when it's balanced, you can take the card from underneath it from the deck as well, and it still stays balanced.
Yeah.
And of course, there's nothing for the spectator to notice or anything like that. There's no. The great thing about this is there's no magnets, there's no sticky stuff, there's no elastic thread. What else can you mention? It's nothing what people expect.
No, not at all. No.
And that's the beauty of it. I had a couple of comments, oh, it's a great use of magnets, or oh, that sticky stuff must be strong because the card's balancing on the end.
And you take the card.
And it's nothing like that. And the reactions of the audience participation is really great. We had one guy, I know, as magicians, you know, we've come to a stage now in magic where it seems that in order to sell a product, it's got to be whizzy and
flashy
and impossible. And this doesn't fit the bill, unfortunately. It's not a flashy trick. It's not something that's gonna you're gonna watch and be amazed and jump up in joy saying, how the hell does that work, and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, you will. Hopefully you won't know how it's done.
But what it does do, it gives you a good trick to perform to real people and get really good reactions.
Yes.
And that's what's so good about Inline. It's, forget the trailer's not one of these fancy things that makes things appear out of nowhere or makes the impossible happen. It's something that when you perform to people, you will get the reactions in the trailer, because the reactions in the trailer are from genuine people. We didn't know who they were beforehand. They weren't primed. And
it's just a solid trick to perform. It's not one that you've got to worry about something going wrong or something breaking or some threads or whatever. You've just got a solid trick that can be it can be routine length if you so wish, but it can also be this nice different card effect. There's a lot of card effects that are, you know, when you think of participation with card effects, you go, take 3 off the top, put them on the bottom. Do exactly what I say. And this is a nice trick that is simple. It's one card, and they get to pick your card. They get to pick their own card.
But the thing with this as well, they actually get two gimmicks.
That's true.
And both gimmicks are actually made differently to each other. Yep. I won't explain to you exactly what the differences are until you get it. That's it. They are made differently in order for you to be able to perform the trick slightly differently.
Yep.
But also we explain how to make the gimmicks as well, because you might want to change the color. You can use any card,
you like.
and it won't take you long to actually replicate the gimmicks that you receive. So that's all there. If you want a trick that's got audience participation, you like the idea of a balancing type thing where the spectator follows your actions and then your card's the only one that balances, then this is for you. Inline is a great trick that gets really good reactions, and it's very easy to perform.
Super easy.
We like it, and we think that the reactions you get are better than what you would actually expect them to be.
Correct.
It's really good, and that's Inline by Kelvin Trinh.
Our next once over is Magnecap by Zihu. Let's have a look at the official trailer and have a talk about it afterwards.
And double check that, give me the cap back, perfect. Or even with wind, you can balance it. Obviously I'm balancing the cap on the bottle, but if we can actually grab the cap and what we'll try and do is we'll try and take it one step further, do it horizontal.
Oh my god, that's so sharp.
So you've just seen the trailer for Magnecap. I like this just because it's a new type of effect. We come out with a lot of card stuff, and it's nice to see some variety in the Tao catalog.
Now, this isn't a trick that I would have gone down the road of releasing. It was only when we got the live performances and we realised the reactions were strong that we decided actually this is
it's worth it.
It's a workable trick. Now, because I don't believe in overpricing on tricks, I try to keep prices low.
Yeah.
And I felt guilty charging what I should be charging for this product. So I've decided that this particular product is only going to be $12.99.
Way!
It's $12.99 with free worldwide delivery. The reactions were great. It's a 3-phase routine.
Yes.
You can actually use any bottle.
Yeah.
Any half liter. Is it half liter? What size are the bottles? Here you go.
Are they 150 mil?
250
No,
mil.
250 mil.
That's it. Quarter of a litre bottles. So this size bottles will work. It can be done impromptu.
Yeah. When the reason why we're hesitating talking about, like, one, we obviously don't want to give anything away, but two, because you're using liquids, and if you're borrowing it from someone, there's a chance that you're gonna have soda in it, especially if it's a soda bottle. And we went through it on the instructions. You'll see. It is just better to clean out the bottle, just because you don't want to get sticky stuff on you and then go and perform other stuff. But it can be done impromptu. You can go grab a bottle, and I don't know. Yes, it can be done sort of phase by phase, if you so wish to just take one phase and use it. But I feel like it's a nice all-around routine. Each phase gets stronger as you go on.
The surprising thing with this, I shouldn't be surprised really, because as magicians we do overlook things a lot, and because we know the method, we overlook it even more. So when you know the method and the bottle is effectively levitating or suspended in a sense, and you know the method, you think it's obvious, but it's not.
It's really not.
And when the spectators saw you perform this, I couldn't believe the reactions it got, because, you know, we're so engrossed nowadays in, we mentioned it in the previous once over with Inline, is trailers are so pizzazzy. We're so engrossed in creating a trailer that looks impossible, and it seems that that's the way things are moving. Yeah. So we try to create a genuine trailer, but it doesn't get that enthusiasm as the pizzazzy ones.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But the trick is no better because it's a much more impossible trailer. In fact, the more genuine trailer makes the trick look inferior to a certain degree.
I see what you mean.
But it's not inferior. And you get the reactions that you get from something that, again, is not difficult to do. And it's, you know, magic is supposed to be brought in order to entertain people. Mm-hmm. And we overlook in a lot of effects because they are of low value. They might not look as appealing on the trailer, but it's those tricks, and it's my belief that the tricks with genuine trailers, the tricks that don't look that good on a trailer, are the ones that work better in the real world. I
see what you mean.
I'm adamant with this. If you look at Vanishing Ink trailers, they're not pizzazzy, they're just genuine trailers, they're genuine performances, compared to trailers that are, you know, I'm not going to mention companies, but they've got all this fancy stuff and make things look impossible. The Vanishing Ink products are the ones that you'll be performing in the real world.
Yeah.
And it's the same with a lot of tricks. A lot of tricks, when you see the trailers and you think, oh, I need this, and you overlook another trick because it's not as fancy, and you might question how well this trick would work in the real world. Well, that trick is the one that's going to work for you, you know? And that's the thing, because if a trick is pizzazzy on a trailer, you sort of question how does it work in the real world, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And I don't know if I conveyed what I'm trying to get in out of my head, but I'm sure someone out there will understand my logic, because a lot of tricks that you did buy in the past that didn't look good on the trailer, I'm pretty sure that it's the ones that you are currently using.
Yeah. And the flashy ones are in your desk drawer somewhere.
Yeah, if we've got a trick that can be done and make it look, you know, impossible, then of course we will do that if it doesn't take away from the actual.
If we're not being dishonest about the trick.
But that's really hard to do. That's really hard to do. How do you get an ESP trick and get it to, you know, look pizzazzy? You know, we got a trick called ESP test, and whenever it's performed, it sells because it's such a great trick. But how does it convey on a trailer? It doesn't convey as well.
It's just a routine. But that being said, where you're going with that is don't be perturbed by the trailers that look that aren't like flashy edits or crazy effects or whatever, because it really is this sort of stuff that you'll go out and use, or even stuff like, especially like Magnecap, that you'll just be like, there's a bottle there, I could do Magnecap right now, and I'll do it, and you'll come away with a really strong effect.
I haven't mentioned all that specifically for Magnecap.
No.
I mentioned it in general for all products, whoever you buy them from your favorite dealer, trailers that you see online. You know, when you see a trailer and it doesn't look that sophisticated, or the performance is done in the studio or in someone's lounge or something, never be put off by it.
No. Look at the effect for what the effect is.
Absolutely. Look at the effect for what the effect is. Look at the reactions that you've got from the person it's being performed to. And you try and train your mind to see through all the skepticism that you might already have, the preconceptions you might have, and look at a trick and say, actually, this will work.
Yeah.
You know, and that's. I think we need to go back into Magic, go back a few years, because that's how it used to be. I remember going back to the Mark Mason days, JB Magic. All his trailers were done behind the shop counter. You saw the trick in its raw format. He performed it to someone at one of his staff in the shop, and you saw the trick, how it's performed. They didn't go out trying to get these crazy reactions. They didn't go and try and do these fancy trailers. In fact, if you go back and have a look at the JB TV trailers, you'll be shocked and probably stunned of how basic they are compared to trailers nowadays.
And yet,
they worked.
Yeah, and the effects are the ones that are being used.
Anyway, that's it.
That's the rant for today.
It's partly a rant, but partly is, I think we are going to go back to how trailers used to be.
Yes.
You know,
some simple raw form stuff.
We tried to a certain degree do all these fancy trailers, but personally, a business decision is to go back and stop doing that. Because you're spending so much time doing this fancy trailer stuff. But does it work?
Or is it necessary?
Is it necessary? No. We get more questions regarding the product on these fancy trailers than the basic trailer.
Yeah.
And I found all our tricks that sold the most are from basic trailers anyway. You do get the impulse buy from the fancy trailer.
Yeah.
But
which is great.
You know, which is great. But we'll see.
Do some quality stuff.
And that's Magnecap.
That's Magnecap.
You know, that's it. It's a 30-minute talk on Magnecap.
Way! Always fun.
And nothing else. No.
That's Magnecap.
That's
by Zihu.
Now, the one-selvers this week, of course, was Bazinga Box by James Keatley, Inline by Kelvin Trinh, and Magnecap by Zihu.
Zihu. It's fun to say.
Yeah. Next week, we will try and do a show outside if the weather's
permitting.
You know, I want to just be at home, sit in my garden, and talk rubbish in front of the camera.
That'd be
bit,
nice.
You know.
Do it in the garden. Aww. Anyway, that was 3 products. 2 of them will be coming out very shortly. Bazinga Box is out right now, so if you want to get your hands on Bazinga Box, you're most welcome to. Free worldwide delivery for all of them, and that's my sales pitch done. Your turn.
I don't need to say anything because you've said it all for me.
That's the weekly show.
Yeah, and I'm going to go and have a shave now because
it's time.
It's time.
Winter's gone.
It's it's here again. Look.
I know, it's almost snow. Not quite. But.
Let's see how much rubbish we can say before we turn the camera.
See how long it takes you to pause on the video.
And just
we'll wait.
That's it. Just turn it.
Subscribe.
You never know. You might see something fantastic in the next few seconds.
Probably not, but you might.
No, seriously. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'd be surprised. Have you subscribed yet? Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe.
Shall we add the trailer of no, better not.
Okay.
That's a surprise.
Ooh.
Actually, it's a good one.
That's a teaser for a trailer. An actual teaser trailer.
Have you done the artwork for it yet?
I don't know what you're talking
about.
Yeah,
probably haven't.
Oh,
that thing up there.
No. Rubbish.
Why not?
Have you subscribed yet? Why are you still here? Why are you still watching?
It's a good one.
Yeah, I agree.
Shall we show it to them?
No. Leave it as a surprise.
Oh. Shall we tell them what's happening?
Should we?
No.
Okay.
Next time. Until next week.
Bye.
Catch you later.